Hello and welcome to a brand spanking new Flight Simulator 2020 video here in 2024. This is the first video of the new year, and I thought I would go to an aircraft that I've been flying quite a bit here in Flight Simulator. I spent quite a few hours and quite a few flights trying to fly this particular aircraft. Now, I want to say, in the previous load of videos that I was doing last year, I did cater towards some of the military aircraft, some of the warbirds, and some of the GA aircraft. I will be saying that I'll be trying to concentrate on aircraft like this, aircraft that I really like. I will be featuring brand new aircraft to the simulator as and when they get released, but I want to show off aircraft that you really could fly, and this is one of them. This is the FlySimware Cessna 414AW Chancellor, and I am absolutely blown away with this aircraft. Absolutely fantastic. I do love a good twin GA aircraft, and this aircraft is definitely ticking all the boxes. It is a fantastic rendition. FlightSimware did an absolutely awesome job getting this aircraft nailed. I've been watching lots of videos of real pilots flying their Chancellors, and it sounds just the same. It looks like it handles the same. The cockpit is very accurate, and it is a very good aircraft, if I'm perfectly honest, in real world and in Microsoft Flight Simulator. We do have the ability to go all over Europe in this turbocharged aircraft. It is a fantastic little aircraft. As you can see from the external, it is what we really expect now from Flight Simulator products. A lot of stuff now comes out, and generally speaking, the effects do look pretty good. And this aircraft is definitely up there with its looks, its reflections, externally speaking. So, today we are going to try something a little bit different. We're going to be trying to do some practice approaches, missed approaches, doing some circuit work here at RAF Waddington. Now, you might be thinking, first of all, why are you always at RAF Waddington? Well, it is my home RAF base. It's not a million miles away from where I live. And there actually is an aero club based here at RAF Waddington with aircraft almost like this. I don't believe they have a twin-engined Chancellor. What they do have, on the other hand, is this kind of thing here. This is the Cessna 152. Maybe featuring in a video very shortly as well, the Cessna 152, a better version of that one. But I thought it would make sense to have an aircraft here. We've got a nice long runway, as we know here, because we've done a few videos now at RAF Waddington. So what we're going to be doing is a few, like I say, circuit work here with the Chancellor. So, welcome to the inside of the cockpit of the Cessna 414 Chancellor. Again, a very good cockpit, a very good, accurate, good sounding, good looking cockpit. This is a complete package of Flight Simulator goodness as far as I'm concerned. It's absolutely awesome. Now, you may notice in the bottom right hand of the screen, hopefully this is recording, I have a little nav map running, and I thought this was going to be a good idea, especially when I start travelling out a little bit further and actually showing you where I am in the real world, because you could run little nav map even with your Flight Simulator. So at the moment we are currently sat, if I manage to zoom in just here, we are on the northeast parking 25, and what we are going to be doing is taxiing up Delta taxiway to runway 20. Now hopefully little nav map will actually follow my aircraft, and it will actually show you in the real world where I am flying. Obviously we're not going to fly too far today. We are going to be, like I say, doing circuit work. I forgot to touch the trim button then, in the Flight Simulator. So yes, let's get things started. As you see, this is a cold and dark aircraft. Well, in fact, there's only one thing that I have actually switched on already, and that is the fuel tanks. If you can just see without my TrackIR going nuts, fuel tank levers are down here. There's two of them. That's the right tank, and there's or right wing, and the left wing is obviously just buried by the seat. It is a sod to get to. You have to kind of break immersion and move the view over to get to those fuel pumps. or to turn the tanks on. But other than that, the aircraft is a dead aircraft. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we are going to turn master battery on. Going to turn the alternators on. Going to turn nav lights. Not that one. Nav lights even. Don't want to blind anyone. Four mag switches because we have two engines, obviously two lefts and two rights. Mixtures can come up to full and settle around there. Prop pitch will open up to full. Parking brake is set and checked. Avionics will come on obviously when we start the engines, or after we start the engines. So we shall open up. I do love the sound effects of this aircraft. It has everything. You have the creakiness of the opening the window. Obviously, I do have a Thrustmaster Warthog stick and throttle, and I have obviously my throttle set to both throttles, and same with the prop pitch. I have one prop pitch lever set to both prop pitches and one mixture lever set to both mixture levers. So, you know, I don't have a realistic throttle for this particular aircraft, but it'll do for purposes today. So, lights are on, brakes are checked, mags are on, fuel pumps, if I can get the click spot, set to low. We shall be priming the left engine first. 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000. And clear on the left side, no one at the front of the aircraft. Good start, and we're going to be looking for about 1000 RPM. That's about 1000. We'll shut that up and lock it. 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000. Clear on the right side, nobody in front of the aircraft. And we have a good start. Avionics coming on. We are running the GTN 750 system. We haven't got a flight plan programmed up, but we'll set it up how I would normally set it up for this particular scenario, i.e. we're not flying too far. Fuel pumps can now go off. So we set the right hand screen for terrain. Not really having to worry about terrain at the moment, but we haven't got any hills around here. Message, we have no arrival airport, so we'll change that. So flight plan, we'll clear this. For some reason it always puts this one in. It's not where we are, so origin, Echo, Golf. Come on. No, not H. Mouse has been a little bit clicky today. Here's Waddington. No, let's try this again. We're going to have a little bit of a problem here. Move that. Set origin, Echo, Golf, X. Destination will be the same. Echo, Golf, X-ray, Wilco? I can't remember what W is. So that's alright, we don't need to set any waypoints because we're not departing too far. Map is set. Now the reason I do this is because we then get these white dotted lines indicating the runway. For some reason on the flight simulator it's actually put 2 runways. There is not 2 runways. Well, effectively there is that end and that end. But we will be only using 1 runway today. We'll be using runway 20. So after that we will not be using much of anything. So strobe lights come on once we enter the active. Pitot heat will come on when we hit the active as well. We'll have the transponder set to standby. Let it warm up. Yeah, standby 7000 I do believe is the VFR score code. Flaps coming down to 1 stage, we won't need anything else on that. Nice long runway here at Waddington. We shall set the warning for the altitude. So we are currently sitting just over 200 feet with sea level. So we shall set this to 400. So when we know when we get that beep beep beep, we are 200 feet above the ground. So let's roll out to the runway. Quick brake check. The last thing that's going to stop you in this aircraft is the brakes. FlySimware did an absolutely awesome job of the sounds on this aircraft. Like I said, I've been watching real videos from real pilots with real Chancellors, and it sounds exactly the same. This is what we're coming to expect now from Flight Simulator products. They look the correct details, and they sound really, really good. So, going on to Delta taxiway. Hopefully little nav map is following the aircraft. Now this is the way I like to set my aircraft up, especially when we've got dual GTN 750s. Obviously the right hand 750 is currently all red. That is set up for terrain warning. Obviously we're on the terrain, so that's why it's giving us a red warning. As soon as we gain some altitude we will obviously proceed more to yellow, green and then all black, which will be clear. There is no hill terrain to worry about or mountains here. Set the trim to takeoff position. Now we're not going to do a mag check here. We will do mag checks in more videos in the future. So we'll just sit here just shy of the active. Parking brake set. So fuel pumps coming on to full, Pitot heat coming on, landing lights set it on, strobe lights are on. So, takeoff brief. We are all seated and checked. Nobody's brave enough to sit in the back of the aircraft when I'm flying it. Right, so any emergencies before 90 knots, we have long enough runway to put the aircraft straight back down again. Any emergencies after 90 knots, we will assess what amount of runway we have left. If we can get into the air, we're making a 180 course and coming back onto runway 02. We do have plenty of space, shall we say, to put the aircraft down if we have any emergencies that will not allow us to land back at the main runway. So controls are checked. Doors and hatches are shut and locked. We've got 2 warnings in the yellow due to the low pressure, low settings of the engines. They'll clear when we start to rev up. So everything is set. Mixture is fully open. Parking brake coming off. Let's go. Be helpful if I can find the click spot for those. For some reason I can't. Okay, that makes sense. Flight simulator, wonderful. Right, coming off the parking brake, and we're going. Airspeed is alive. There's 80 knots. Instrument checks cleared. There's 90 knots. And the aircraft takes off by itself. Undercarriage coming on. Flaps coming on. So a little bit so you can see a better view. What we're going to be doing for today's flight is some circuit work here at RAF Waddington. Staying quite close to RAF Waddington. The first approach we will be making a gear down, flat down approach, but we will not be touching down. Now, if you're wondering how I am showing navmap as well, I'm hoping I'm showing navmap, I'm hoping OBS is capturing it. And I'm putting it actually on the video at the same time as I'm actually flying. I actually have an app running which allows me to duplicate a second screen, or as many screens as I want. So I've got an old tablet that I don't use, an old Samsung device, and basically I run up little nav map and load it up onto a second screen, so effectively it becomes a second monitor. It comes in very useful for working out navigation, because I've set little nav map to show a map that is the same as the flight simulator. Got a little bit of turbulence up here at the moment, so it's quite bumpy. Now we will be doing future videos with the Chancellor, because like I say, this aircraft is absolutely awesome. I'm absolutely loving this aircraft. I do love a very nice, well done GA aircraft, and this is definitely it. Now going to start our approach for our missed approach. So we've got the runway in sight. Currently flying over Washington, if any of you are local to the Lincoln area. So flaps coming down to one stage. Gear dropping down before the indication. We have 3 green. Altitude warning. And we're going to power away. Gear coming back up again. Gear travelling, nose wheel up. Main wheels up. Flaps coming up. And the great thing about little nav map is it actually tracks my progression, shall we say. So the dotted line there is the previous route we did. So we do have a bit of a crosswind coming in from our right hand side. It's at 2 knots though, so it's not really that much. It's probably what's giving us a little bit of turbulence. So this one is going to be a roller. So we shall have fuel pump set to on. Landing light is still set to on. Just realised we're not squawking at the moment, because I set that to standby. So not a great pilot, would I make? So we're currently just sat inside of our last track. We'll be following roughly that route round. Or as the Americans would like to call it, route. I suppose we are flying an American aircraft. It's an American register. This time we will be flying over Heckington, and we will be starting our turn again over Washington, getting onto the glide slope, 4.820 at Waddington. A little bit of a shaker at the moment, quite a bit of turbulence. I remember the days of having FSX running and ploughing so many hours into it. It was unbelievable. This is before the days of having Steam. I actually had a physical disc, and I hate to think how many hours I put into the FSX, but it never was as realistic as this. The FS2020 has really blown, and I know there's quite a few years between FSX and FS2020, but it really has blown open the quality we can expect from future flight simulator products. And I'm looking at FS2024. Right, so we're about to start our left-hand turn. So there's Washington. The flaps going down one stage. Sight. Gear coming down. Mixture's full. This will be a touchdown and roll. So final checks, landing lights are on, fuel pumps are set to high, gear is down. We really are getting blown quite badly at the moment. So we need to correct that. flaps on one stage, we don't need any more than that. Waiting for the white lights, there we go. Down all wheels, let the aircraft try and settle. Actually making a complete hash of that. I was going to try and play the turbulence or the wind or anything like that, but that was terrible. And that's the great thing about Flight Simulator. Practice, practice, practice. Gear up. Flaps coming up. I did this flight yesterday and I made 3 successful landings. That was certainly not a successful landing. Let's see if we can correct that. I have been flying this aircraft to and from local airports, so I've been flying up to Humberside. There was a lovely piece of scenery on Flight Sim TO of Humberside, and it's really, really good quality scenery. So I thought that's what I'll do. Waddington to Humberside, and this aircraft is not far. So I will be doing that in a future video. I remember flying the Cessna 310, a small version of this aircraft, twin engine, and is it Blackbird Simulations? They call that now? Milviz, Blackbird Simulations, whatever they call themselves. Fantastic aircraft. I thought you couldn't find a twin aircraft that was better than that, and here we are in the Chancellor. It is a much better aircraft. I'm not saying that the 310 is a bad aircraft. It isn't. It's a wonderful aircraft. I was just looking on future aircraft release, specifically on the Just Flight front. Just Flight makes some cracking G8 aircraft. I have 3 of them already. You know, the Pipers, the Turbo Archer, and single engine aircraft. They are releasing new aircraft in the GA collection, and I cannot wait. One of them is a twin engine aircraft, I should say. Cannot wait for Just Flight to come out with their aircraft. So let's see if we can do this a little bit better this time. Flap stage, one stage down. Fuel pumps are still on full, landing lights are on, flaps on one stage, runways in sight. Still got that annoying crosswind. Gear coming down. There's the... Yep, we got all three down. 3 green. Certainly better. A long way down the runway for touchdown, but it seems we're not landing properly. Not too much to worry about. Gear coming up. Flaps coming up. So we shall make that approach our last practice approach. We'll be landing on the next run round. This is just the great thing about what Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 has become. Like I say, I remember the FSX days, the P3D days, the FS9 days? Yeah, 2004, that was it. I was trying to remember the bloody year. And although, you know, they were good days in Flight Simulator, that's what we had, that's what we coped with. Nothing like this. Obviously, I am getting turbulence, I am getting battered. It's not easy. can see why flight schools use flight simulators like this to simulate the basics of aviation. By no means is this an accurate way of flying the Chancellor. I think Cessna would be appalled if they saw how I was flying this aircraft, but it's as good as I can make it. Well, it's realistic as I can make it. I am sat in in my own home trying to badly fly this aircraft. Now, hopefully OBS has been recording little nav map. If you like having little nav map, seeing it there, let me know. If you think it's a bad idea or you'd rather have it in the top right hand corner or such, I will move it up there. Just put in the comments on the YouTube video, underneath this video, even on the YouTube channel, where you'd like it, or do you think it's a good idea having little nav map running? And I suppose that's a nice little time for a plug-in for the YouTube channel. If you like this video, you like this content, you like GA aircraft, drop us a like. Put a comment under the video, it helps me out. I'm not particularly interested in growing into a humongous channel, I have a full-time job, I can't do as many videos as lots of other people. My life does tend to get in the way. But I do love flight simulation, I do love aviation in reality, so to do this and to share it with you guys and girls is nice, I like it. So like I say, drop us a like. So this will be our final landing. So we're still running with the fuel pumps on full, landing lights are on. Start our turn now over Washington. Anyone down there will be wondering what the heck's going on. Flaps dropping to 1 stage. Runways in sight, currently 9 o'clock. Gear drop it down. As you can see with little nav map, the previous flight routes I've been making, I'm always getting blown over towards the right hand side of the runway. It's not particularly too much. Little nav map says it's a 3-knot crosswind. Gear is down, flaps at 1 stage, coming down to 2 stage. Landing lights are on, mixture is full. Pop pitch is full. Fuel pumps are on. Pitot heat is on. We're good for landing. I suppose now we're talking to ATC, so Waddington Tower, November, X-ray, X-ray, on finals, runway 20. great thing about Flight Simulator is I know there's no aircraft following behind me, so what I'm going to do is come to a graceful stop, almost. Move over to the left-hand side of the runway and we'll backtrack up to our taxiway. Flaps retracted. Fuel pump set to off. It's hard to do this and actually look in a straight line. Landing lights are off, taxi lights are on. Clear on the right side. So, I hope you found this video kind of fascinating. Obviously, the first landing, bit of a hiccup. That's the joys of Flight Simulator. I will be featuring the Chancellor in future videos because I do believe it is a fantastic aircraft. FlySimware did an absolutely awesome job with this aircraft. It is potentially one of the best twin-seat aircraft out there. I used to think the Milvis 310 was pretty good. This aircraft is a lot better. That's, like I say, not saying that the 310 is a bad aircraft. If you want a smaller twin-seater, twin-engine aircraft, then the Milvis 310 is a very, very good product. But the Chancellor here is just absolutely awesome at doing cross-country trips. We do have different navigational versions. We have this one here with the GTN 750. Obviously, you have to have the GTN 750 bought. It's a separate purchase. And then I do believe for the freeware versions, we have, I think it is Garmin 530. I think I'm going to stop just about here before I end up making an accident to that 150 Cessna up there. So, P-tail heating's coming off, taxi lights are off, anti-collision lights are off, mixture is still set. So, we'll shut the mags off. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Parking brake is off. Lights are off, avionics are off. So, there you go. The Chancellor. It is a fantastic aircraft. It will be featuring in future videos very, very soon. So, I hope you found this video interesting. If you have, drop a like. If you like having navmap sat in the bottom screen, let me know. If you don't, if you think it's a bad idea, let me know. Again, I'm looking to grow this channel and I'm looking to try things that are a little bit different. So I will see you guys and girls in a future Flight Simulator video very, very soon.